Hey, welcome to 28 Days and Beyond,
where we talk about our history, our heritage, and our culture.
I'm Amari.
I'm Charisma. Welcome back. Hey, Amari.
Hello, Charisma.
Why are you breathing deep, Amari?
We don't shy away from controversy here at 28 Days and Beyond.
No, we do not. We keep it real.
And
or we keep it 100 as
100.
Yes, 100.
Yes.
Without the D.
Yeah, exactly. Or R's, just two N's. 100. Yeah. That's how we keep it.
Yes.
Let's keep it 100. Interracial dating.
That's what we're talking about today.
No. Interracial dating.
Why did you just do that? Like that motion at me.
Because I'm pushing the agenda. Yo. No. Go.
What are your thoughts?
No, it's on you.
No, it's not. 1, 2, 3.
I mean,
rocks, paper, scissors.
All right, let's go. You ready?
No.
Yo, interracial dating, people can do whatever it is they want.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. It's a nice, safe answer.
There's much more that we can't.
No, there's not.
Yes, it is.
You can.
You can.
Yeah,
but
it's supposed to be a free society.
Is there an ellipses after that?
No.
Or no? You
No.
you could do whatever you want.
Some people say it's preference, right? I just am not attracted to black guys, right?
Well, I have a problem with anybody saying that.
The preference or not attracted to black guys?
Well, both. I'll tell you why. Preference as it pertains to interracial dating, a lot of times in particular, has a lot more to do with people being fetishized, I think. When you see, and everyone, I'll say this first, everyone has an opportunity in this life, as you stated, to do whatever they want, right? But when it gets to the point where your preferences are never a reflection of you, that's when I feel it's problematic. Or if you have this idea or ideal of what this other person that you want to date looks like, and that image has nothing to do with how you look, to me, it signifies that maybe you should do some work on self.
Why?
Well, because you can't love another person if you don't love yourself first and foremost.
Okay. So all right. So here we go. So for you, loving yourself means loving someone who looks like you.
Not necessarily for me.
Okay.
But I also
we're teasing this out.
So I'll say
Yeah.
I'll say this. So I grew up in a household where, and we talked a little bit about this. My mom is multi-ethnic. My father is black. He's a dark-skinned black man.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw an image of having my father, a dark-skinned black man, in the house with me, with my mother, with my brother, raising us, and we were a nuclear family. So I grew up with very positive images of black men, and it helped me to love black men.
Mm-hmm.
I have a black father, I have a black brother. For some other people, particularly people that don't have those positive images, sometimes I think it's reflected in their dating choices.
So you think that people choose to date interracially because they don't have a positive image of that same race their same race in there?
That can be part. I mean, we don't have enough time on this show to talk about all of the reasons.
But there's some people who, they won't say it's a preference, they're just open to anybody.
And that I don't have a problem with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
If you feel like, you're open to love in whatever form it comes, then by all means, find it.
That's what's up.
But we're going to find out more from you and your thoughts, because it's not going to just be me talking today.
Why not?
And also, we have a guest.
Who is it?
Our guest is Michael Gerald.
Okay.
He's going to be talking to us
Michael,
about this very topic.
This very topic.
We'll be back with more 28 Days and Beyond right after this.
Welcome back to 28 Days and Beyond. We are joined now by Michael Gerald.
Yes, we are.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Like your socks.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He gives compliments occasionally around here.
I love it.
So we're talking about interracial dating.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Why do you keep pausing? We're talking about interracial dating.
This is a great
It's a great topic,
That's what's
right?
up. I'm enjoying it. Certainly. She has a lot to say on the matter.
And he needs to say more. So what are your thoughts, Michael?
Okay, so here we go.
Let's go.
We
Let's
have
go.
to launch into it.
Let's
You
go.
know what I'm
All the
saying?
way.
Just facts, like dive. Okay.
Yes.
So I've actually been talking to my brother about this
Okay.
because, growing up in a suburban area all of his life, he somehow has become, I hate to say it, but whitewashed. And so he was like, you know what, like, it's not that I don't like black girls. I just can't date, I don't like black girls who are past X shade.
Oh.
I said, wait, what?
So we're having a conversation about interracial dating and colorism.
It's a twofer.
Wow.
And we're about to go for the hair too.
Okay, let's go. Let's
Let's
go.
Let's get into it.
So, you know, in terms of interracial dating, do I mind my brother, you know, dating a Latina or a white girl? No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some women, you know, as Charisma was saying earlier, fetishize, you know, black men, black culture, black bodies.
Word.
And so
Kardashians. I'm sorry, continue.
Huh?
Facts though. Beautiful babies though.
Oh my gosh, there you go.
But there we go.
Another part of the
That's it.
conversation.
Exactly. And so, you know, with my brother, I was trying to tell him, look, like, black people are beautiful. Like, you don't have to look at a black woman and automatically, you know, compare her to a white woman.
Nor should you.
Nor should you, because everyone has, you know, different features and different reasons why they're beautiful. And so it was a very intense conversation because I felt like I couldn't break through.
Why did you feel you had to break through?
Like Charisma said, I think that if you actively go out of your way to find someone who is white, if you only date white girls, if you don't think that black women past a certain shade are beautiful enough to date, then
that's a problem.
That's self-hate.
Yes, it is.
Are you offended? Are you offended as black women when, you know, folks say things, men say things like they prefer white women?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm equally offended when people say things about certain shades or certain hair textures. It's ridiculous. And if you know your history and you go back to the root of some of these issues, it goes back to slavery and the fact that lighter black people were in the house. Not that that was a walk in the park, because they had to wear masks on their faces and everything else, and they were raped and all kinds of things. But most of those ties, or a lot of the times, they had to do with, you know, slave masters raping their slaves, and then the products of those rapes being their children.
Right.
So they were lighter complected, and then as a result, they were, you know, treated in some ways better, or they got preferences that the darker skinned slaves did not get.
Right.
So knowing that that's the root of a lot of those issues and still maintaining that mindset, to me, is just,
it's crazy.
Like, I can't really wrap my head around it.
Exactly. And then still going back to slavery, you know, you have black men who, you know, think that having a white woman gives them a key to white America and gives them a place and acceptance in white America. And so, you know, again, self-hate. Again, we have, you know, coloristic views. We have white supremacy going on. We have a lot of things going on that you need to unpack. And so, you know, I'm not saying, you know, having a preference is bad, but I'm saying that if you can't appreciate and love the fact that, you know, there are black women who are beautiful, who are worthy, you know, I don't know. I think that that's the issue. That's the problem.
As do I.
Michael has come to bring it.
Yes, she has.
I'm ready.
And we want to continue to bring it. But we have to take a break.
Yes.
So we want to hear more from Michael and more from Amari when we come back with more 28 Days and Beyond.
It's a whole lot of more. Welcome back to 28 Days and Beyond. We're here with Michael Gerald. Yes. Mike.
What's up? What's up?
So, thus far, the conversation seems to be centering around black men who date non-black women. But we also know there are some black women who date exclusively non-black men.
Right.
Thoughts?
It's equally a problem for me.
Oh, is
Michael.
it? Well, why is it a problem? Because of the same reasons.
Again, if you're saying I am not dating black men, why not? Because you made bad choices in the past with the black men you chose to date, so now you're mad at an entire group of people? That's ridiculous. Just saying. Michael?
Let me tell you. I have a friend who...
a friend, you say?
A friend.
Yeah.
Who loves dating white men. And,
got you.
And, you know, it's not like she hasn't dated black men, so I don't even fault her for that. But, you know, it really is an issue when, you know, you date black men a lot or whatever, right? And they constantly treat you like you're worthless. And so you find someone else who might not be the same hue as you, and then all of a sudden, you know, wait, hold on, this might be the better side of it. So it's like, I understand. Do I think that, you know, there's equally as much chemistry? I don't know. That's not my relationship. I know that for me, myself, I find more chemistry with Black men.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, I hate to do this. I hate to be biased, but I think that it's less problem because it's not as often. You feel me?
I don't know about that. Okay, but no,
it's
but
not
I do.
seen as much as a status symbol. I don't think, to a certain degree. History.
I mean, shoot. Well, if we want to talk about status in society, who has more status than white men? Though you associate yourself with it, you know,
a rich Black man whose little white girl wants to all of a sudden be on the come up because her daddy is angry at her, but now she want to, you know, be on the come up.
Okay, so I don't know.
No,
but
okay,
I just know. I know. Obviously, right. There are certain, like, those instances, so you got to watch out for Tiger Woods, you know what I'm saying? O.J. Simpson, have we learned nothing from these situations?
He's not Black, he's O.J.
Oh, yeah, exactly,
That's
right. And Tiger is, what is it, Kaplan Asian or something, whatever have you. The point is, I'm really trying to get down to this point that you said, which I think is actually a pretty common thought, that like, oh, it's worse when a Black man gets with a white woman than it is that, when a Black woman gets with a white man.
Right.
Why?
I don't think it's worse. I think there's more of a magnifying glass put on this notion of Black men and white women, because at a certain point in this country, as a Black man, like if Emmett Till, for example, you could literally be hung as a Black man for looking at or whistling at a white woman. So some people still have that mentality that attaining a white woman means you've, you know, reached a certain level of success, or, you know. But then if we want to use the culmination of it. If we want to use the historical approach, then it would seem that historically Black women were the property of white men. Touche.
100%.
That's true.
But my thing is, for a lot of, you know, white males with Black women, you know, my dad personally, I have dated a white guy before, and my dad was like, you know, you got to make sure that he's not fetishizing you. And that's 100% true, but I also feel like a lot of white men who get in relationships with Black women, they understand where the Black woman's coming from. They are willing to learn more from where the Black woman's coming from, whereas in relationships with Black men and white women, the white woman is expecting the Black man to kind of assimilate, or kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I mean, you know.
Why?
Because I think that, how can a white man ever know where a Black woman is coming from?
Okay.
How could he ever really know? Now, he could say, oh, you know, I read this book or whatever have you, but in terms of like knowing what it means to be a woman and Black in this society, I mean, he may know in the sense that he created the hell that she lives in, but that's a whole nother conversation, but we know how much time.
I like
but you know what I'm saying, though? And I think, like, obviously, right, it's certainly a matter of, right, you know, personal choice. You're free to love whoever you want. I think one of the things that it seems like you're trying to illuminate as well is that what is your sort of track record and the deeper motivations behind that.
Right.
But unfortunately, Michael, we have run out of time. You're gonna have to come back and join us again, so we can, you know, keep it going on 100. This and 100 exactly. Exactly. That's what's up. We'll be back with more 28 Days and Beyond.
Welcome back to 28 Days and Beyond.
Yep.
Amari.
Yo.
I need to hear more from you.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about how cool Michael is, okay? She's so
cool.
Is. Definitely.
But that's not what Yeah. So, what are your thoughts after having this conversation, this discussion with myself and Michael?
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, there's no one else but the Black woman.
Thank you. Thank you, Amari.
Period. Stamp.
You took that from me.
I did.
Or I gave it to you.
And I've used it. Exactly.
Stamp.
Yo, seriously, I mean, like I said, people can do whatever it is that they want. I don't know. I won't pretend to know why they will, but I just know that for myself in my entire life, there's never been anyone who's caught my interest outside of Black women. There's never been anyone I've wanted to build relationships, friendships with outside of it. So I'm trying to be, what's the word? Understanding.
Understanding.
And that I don't understand it. So I'll let you do what it is that you do. But for me and mine, that's how we roll.
Why do you think that is?
For myself?
Yes, for you.
Because Have you ever spent time with black women?
Yeah.
All right then. So I mean, that says it
happen
all.
to
Yeah.
be
Hey,
one,
there it is.
right?
Thank God. Thank God. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Hallelujah.
But seriously, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just in terms of like, yo, so Michael was mentioning, you know, about understanding and so, yo, come on, man. No one has ever been able to hold me down in terms of like being understanding when they need to be understanding, being firm when they need to be firm. You know what I'm saying? All of that, all of that, which is why for me, what's really outrageous and enraging is when, you know, brothers talk dirty about black women, because I'm like, yo, are you, but and nobody's going to hold you down like that.
Right, and that's part of what Michael said. Ironically, during one of my latest insomnia episodes, I ended up watching Catfish. Don't ask me how or why I landed on Catfish. Come on, now that's... But I love that show. It's a very guilty pleasure. Yeah. But this one particular episode, there was a black guy who was catfishing this girl. He'd been talking to her for years on and off, and finally, you know, got the courage up to say that, you know, he wasn't who, you know, his picture was. And one of the things that he said when he was talking to her was, I didn't think that you would accept me for who I was if you thought that I was a black guy. Yeah. And, you know, he was a black guy who was into tech and comic books and cosplay and different things like that. And I thought that was really sad, because it's like sometimes there are these misconceived notions about people based on how they look. But the flip side of that is that I hear a lot of black men, not in my personal circle, but just kind of out there, that downplay black women and talk about everything from our hair to, you know, oh, black women are lazy or they're overweight and they're this and they're that. And it's like, whenever I hear it, my first response, if someone is in my presence, is your mom black? Yeah. That's how you feel about your mother? Your mama, do you have a black sister? Yeah. Do you have a black cousin? Do you have black children? Right. Do you have a daughter? Right. Would you want someone to say the things that you're saying about black women, about your mother, your sister, your daughter? But yeah, I hope we can get it together. I'm all about black love and supporting and loving ourselves.
The conquering power of black love.
Swoon.
Hey, that's what it is.
Swoon.
This has been another episode of 28 Days and Beyond,
where we talk about our history, our heritage, and our culture. We'll see you next time.
See you.